I don't ever recall having a second thought or any second guesses about anything that we ever did, because it was all just natural. What we had realized was that people were accepting us for being from Atlanta, being who we were, being the people raised the way we were. People were accepting that. And so that's what made it cool. Because before that, I don't know that everyone from Atlanta that produced music felt comfortable or felt that they were enough that they could actually claim Atlanta and say, we are from Atlanta.
Damn. Yeah.
Because at that time we were not getting the respect from here or the West Coast to feel like, hey man, we can say we from Atlanta and get on and actually make it.
Yep.
You know, so you had to kind of do what was needed to do that. So well, I forgot what the question was.
The question was, was there some sort of like?
There was no formula. We were able to be ourselves and found that was enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So moving away from Rico Wade's sound and like making the album more in-house just felt like a natural progression.
Yeah,
it didn't feel like we got to do something different, shake it up.
Yeah. And we were able to test the songs, man, on the road. We would work on beats when we come home from tour for a few days. Each of us would work on beats. And when we got back on the tour bus, man, we would, riding down the road, we would just play the beats that we've been working on at home. And niggas be writing to them. You be listening to it and can't wait to get back to Atlanta so that we can record songs to them.
Yeah.
So it became a little pattern of how we worked. It was pretty cool.
So some more of those tour bus beats.
Yeah.
Question, like making shit on the road. Like, I know we talked about Bombs Over Baghdad. We talked about Elevators a little bit. We didn't really touch on that, but I heard that Andre brought that onto the bus.
Yes, he brought it on the bus, and man, we rode to that for 2-3 weeks. But we knew that was the first single off of the next album.
Okay.
That's when we decided that there was going to be Earth Tone 3.
That was the moment y'all decided to be Earth Tone 3.
It was close to that. Yeah.
Was it? Did you guys had produced some stuff before that, and y'all were like, man, let's just go ahead and make this official?
Everybody was playing around. We were poking around because we had gotten once OutKast got their first little publishing deal and got some money, they went and bought equipment, and so we started playing with equipment, while we would be on the road. So eventually, we felt we were good enough to make it. Yeah.
Another one of those songs that just broke a mold. Rosa Parks.
Yeah.
That's one of the ones that, again, like it's more in line with what a traditional rap song would sound like, but it sounds deep fried. It sounds like it's fucking got some pot liquor in it. You know what I'm saying?
It's the slang and the vernacular, man. Like the way they approach.
Hush that bud.
Yeah, the way they approach, the subject matter. The way they choose to say it. Yeah.
Yeah, like the thing about the track that stands out the most for me, other than the rapping and the production, is the harmonica solo at the end.
Yeah.
The harmonica as an instrument. Go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say how it got on there.
Yeah.
So one of our guitar players that plays on a lot of our music, he also plays harmonica. And so we used to join him because sometimes.
What's his name?
Donnie Mathis.
Okay, Donnie Mathis.
So Donnie Mathis has always got a harmonica in his pocket. And so one day Dre was just like, man, wait, where your harmonica at, man? Pull the harmonica out. And so we used him as the harmonica on that song. Just because we were familiar with his little harmonica thing.
I mean, I love how natural everything was. Like Slim Calhoun was driving Mister around.
Yes.
The guitarist had a harmonica in his pocket.
Yes.
You just was like, hey man, let me DJ.
That's the story of it all, man. It's kind of like how Dre with the turban. That was a conversation in the studio where we were talking about the old ladies at church. And they all had that little hat on. So the next day he came to the studio with one of those hats on, and that became a thing. So
just as an inside joke.
Yeah. So everything that I can recall, man, on those albums were all events or things that were truly happening. Even down to the Miss Jacksons and all of those things.
That was another one.
Yeah.
Miss Jackson was a Quemanado, right?
Miss Jackson was Stankonia.
Stankonia. Okay, so
if I'm not mistaken.
We jumped timelines a little bit.
Yeah, I think.
Miss Jackson was one of those. It's one of those ones that like the hook got removed from the song and became popular culture.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like y'all figured out a way. Your music was bigger than the music, and the message was larger than the message. And in a lot of ways, doing something as simple as Andre wearing a turban as a joke to the studio became like a larger conversation about Black masculinity or about like wardrobe or about fat. It became like the lore of the group was that people would put their own meaning onto the art, which is super important for art. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, which was supposedly outcasted.
outcasted and claiming true. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But so, okay. Who else did Earth Tone 3 produce for outside of the Dungeon family? Because I know I saw an Instagram post you said Mint Condition.
Mint Condition, Backstreet Boys, Michelle and Cello, Lenny Kravitz. Let's see, there's more. Mystical.
Man.
Field Mob.
Field Mob.
Yeah, there's probably absolutely 10 to 20 more that I need to look at paper to tell you.
Okay, and like within that, was it like a short period of time, or like I guess I'm trying to think of
Earth Tone 3 lasted we probably kicked it for about 9 years.
Oh wow, okay,
yeah, I think it lasted about 7 to 9 years,
and
as a collective.
And I was like, what was it? When did it start phasing out? And was it like, did it disband or just kind of phase?
After Stankonia, after the Stankonia album, things started to fizzle out just a bit, because I think at that point we had reached the top, and people had also become adults, and so had different ideas of things that they wanted to do and how, things they wanted to pursue. So, the priority of producing music to make more money was not necessarily, it was more of a job at that time. Like,
right.
Okay, cool. And so it started to fizzle out around that time, I would say.
So